The room smelled of roses and old smoke, a contradiction. The walls glowed faintly under the dim orange of the single lamp, but everything else was shadow. He sat across from me on the edge of the bed, jacket still on, staring as though I were not a person, but property. I counted the seconds of his silence. 12, 13, 14. He didn't smile. He didn't say my name. This was supposed to be my wedding night, the night I had once imagined with laughter, shyness, a hand reaching for mine. Instead, there was only the sound of his breathing, heavy, deliberate, like a warning.
My heart beat so hard, I thought he might hear it. Yet my face betrayed nothing. I learned long ago that fear is loud, but silence is sharper. I had married a stranger, a man almost twice my age, a man who had promised my mother security when she could no longer afford to say no. He said he would give me a future. What he meant was he had bought me. That night, as his eyes burned holes into me, I realized something else. There were no vows of love, no tenderness, only possession. When his hand finally touched mine, I felt the weight of chains that were not made of metal, but of control. Inside, I wanted to scream. Instead, I smiled faintly. I learned young that cages can be disguised as homes, that promises can be weapons, and that sometimes the people who claim to protect you are the ones who destroy you. I had entered this house not as a bride, but as an offering. Days blurred, nights stretched. His voice was law. My silence was survival. He asked questions with too much precision. Where were you? Who called you? Why did you look away? I answered softly. I obeyed quietly. But inside, something shifted. I stopped believing in escape. I started believing in evidence. His phone lay on the table one night, unlocked. A man like him, careless in his arrogance. I read. Messages, pictures, a younger woman. A life he kept elsewhere. The irony choked me. He had stolen my youth while indulging in another's. I didn't confront him. Not then. I smiled when he looked at me. I cooked. I sat beside him. I listened. But in my mind, I was recording every detail. Dates, times, names. I became a shadow hunter inside his own house. Invisible. Watching. Collecting. Waiting. The truth came neatly printed on paper. Phone records, hotel bookings, a photograph delivered by someone I paid quietly with money I had saved in secret. I placed the folder on the table at dinner. No words, just the sound of paper sliding across wood. He froze, picked it up, read. His lips parted, but nothing came out. When his eyes finally met mine, they were wild, searching for rage, for tears, for weakness. He found none. I simply asked, "Tell me, was I the first cage or only the quietest?" The silence that followed was heavier than any scream. I did not shout. I did not cry. I watched him unravel in silence, and that was enough. He reached for excuses. I didn't answer. He reached for anger. I didn't flinch. He reached for my hand. I pulled it back. "Everything you built," I whispered, "is ash now, and I will be the one who leaves you in it." I rose from the chair, slow, deliberate, like a verdict. I walked to the door with the same calm he had once used to command me. Behind me, I heard him breathing hard, the sound of a man crushed not by force, but by exposure. That night, I didn't take anything with me. Not clothes, not jewelry, not even the diary where I had written my pain. I walked away with nothing because nothing was heavier than him. The streets outside were cold, but freer than the bed I had left behind.
For years, I had thought silence was survival, but in the end, silence became my weapon. I never looked back, because some nights don't belong to you. They are stolen, but I had stolen this one back. Final line: I wasn't his bride, I was his undoing.